Pull up Maybach, beep, beep, baby. Am I in with the heat seat, baby? On me just like some green tea, baby. They call me Chris Swish, baby. And you can catch me on YouTube, baby. I post videos 2 days a week, baby. But anyway, enough of that. I was listening to the Drake Iceman album, and it was pretty solid. It wasn't his greatest work, but it was pretty solid. But can we stop glazing James Harden, please? All I'm seeing on the internet is that James Harden is better than Dwyane Wade because of what he's done in the regular season. And yes, 17 straight seasons in the playoffs is very impressive, but you also got to look at the context and how many teams James Harden has joined. And 17 straight seasons, I can't even talk right now. 17 straight seasons with no ring though in the playoffs? Come on now. We are forgetting how good Dwyane Wade was in his early years with the Miami Heat. Like, bro did win a ring in 2006 and won finals MVP as the bus driver. So we are so mesmerized by what James Harden did in the regular season, posting 60-point triple doubles in his prime, which is very impressive. I'm not gonna lie, what James Harden did in his prime, not a lot of people can do, especially with the conditioning he had to go through to be even able to do that. Again, guys, I can't talk right now. But here are 3 reasons why I don't think James Harden is better than Dwyane Wade all time. First of all, I believe D Wade was a better number 1 option than James Harden. When D Wade got drafted into the league, he was expected to be the franchise player for the Miami Heat. When James Harden got drafted to the Thunder, his situation was a little bit different because they didn't expect him to be a superstar right out the gate. He became the 6th man for the Thunder. He was another supporting cast role for Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. And he contributed very well. He exceeded his role as a 6th man, and people were arguing why is he not starting as a point guard over Westbrook. I remember those days. And he helped the Thunder get to the NBA Finals with KD and Westbrook in 2012. When he got traded to the Rockets, it took him a little while to really mature into being that number 1 option because he was 25 years old and he was still trying to learn how to be that guy. Compared to D Wade's situation where, yes, he did have veterans like a Gary Payton, Alonzo Mourning, a Shaquille O'Neal, a Jason Williams to actually learn from. But in 2006, he did carry that team to the NBA Finals and beat Dirk and the Mavericks. And he was the reason why, because he won Finals MVP. There's levels to this. And I think D Wade's leadership and his overall maturity, maturing fast with all those veterans, helped him to be really that guy. James Harden, he didn't have to worry about that too much because when he got drafted, he was really the 6th man and he was young with Russell Westbrook and KD. They were all in their 20s. He didn't have to worry about that too much. But when he got thrown into Houston, it took him time to figure it out. But when he did, he became unstoppable. But in my opinion, I just feel like D Wade was just more mature and he was always ready for the moment. Now I know what you're gonna say. Oh, Chris, D Wade got carried by LeBron James. Oh, Chris, he recruited Chris Bosh and LeBron to come down to Miami. And I'm like, okay, yes, that did happen. But LeBron didn't win any rings before he joined up with Chris Bosh and D Wade. D Wade actually taught LeBron how to win before LeBron left in 2014 to win with the Cavs. There was a podcast interview where D Wade was asked why the Heat were struggling in 2011 in their first year together. And D Wade was being truthful and honest. He said, I had to talk to LeBron and tell him that it was his team because LeBron was the best player on the team. But D Wade, like I mentioned earlier in this video, had better leadership because he was surrounded by veterans the beginning of his career, and they taught him how to win, and D Wade taught LeBron how to win. So you see how the cycle works. And I just feel like if LeBron didn't go down to Miami, he wouldn't have won a ring with the Cavs by himself. Although he did have help with Kyrie and Kevin Love, but he was the sole reason why they won because he was also posting crazy numbers. Now, James Harden's leadership hasn't really helped because on the teams where he's known as the vet, so for example, the Sixers, where everyone thought he was going to teach Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid how to be more successful. And yes, he actually did teach Tyrese Maxey a lot, but have the Sixers won a ring without him? No. And yes, there's many factors, but I just feel like his leadership isn't there, right? Because all the teams that he's joined, when he's upset and he's not happy with the situation, he's always left. And I'm not trying to blame James Harden because there's a lot of reasons why he makes those decisions. So I'm always going to be for the players making the decisions because the media always likes to hate on the players for making their decisions on leaving different teams. So I'm not going to hate on James Harden for doing that, but you can tell, his leadership is not as good as D Wade's. And being the number one option, I think that should count in some sort of way because you are trying to be the best player and you got to be able to lead with what the pieces that you have in front of you. And now let's look at the playoff success. D Wade, 3 rings. James Harden. So I didn't want to go there to the playoff success, but we have to, man. We have a great sample size of what James Harden has done as the number one option in the playoffs. And they just look bad, man, especially in closeout games. James Harden just doesn't live up to that moment. Now, for D Wade's sake, yes, he's also had his struggles, especially against the Celtics by himself and the Pistons in 2005, and we can go on and on later in his career. But D Wade has also carried a team by himself, so I just gotta give it to Dwyane Wade. Yes, he did play with LeBron James and Chris Bosh. I'm gonna keep mentioning this, but he was the leader. He was the glue for that team. Like, I don't want to hear about, yes, LeBron was the best player. I will take LeBron James over D Wade any day. But it was Wade County. Like, Miami is in love with D Wade because he was drafted there. He was raised there pretty much most of his career. So I just gotta give it to D Wade on this situation, man. Yes, Harden's triple doubles are amazing. Yes, and if you want to say James Harden was a better regular season performer than D Wade, I will give you that. But in the playoffs, postseason, I feel like Dwyane Wade has always stepped his game up. Even when he was the second option for the Miami Heat, he's always stepped his game up, especially in Game 7 and in Game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs in 2013. Like, people are forgetting those moments that D Wade has given us. And he was in the MVP conversations in 2010 by himself. So yes, Harden is a way better regular season performer, but he just didn't show up when it counted the most. Another reason, D Wade was a better defender than James Harden. Yes, in the beginning, James Harden was actually really good on defense. Like, if you remember in the 2012 OKC and Lakers series, he was the one trying to defend Kobe because his role, he was a sixth man, so he had to contribute not only with scoring and being able to make plays for others, but he also played defense. So he didn't have to worry about trying to be the number one option in his early career. D Wade was known for being one of the best shot blocking guards ever. Even in his prime, he was playing defense as the number one option. Like, he was one of the best two-way players as a guard in his prime. Now, when James Harden transitioned to Houston, he didn't really have to worry about defense so much because he had guys that could play defense, like a Patrick Beverley, Trevor Ariza. Those guys could help him play defense. His role was mainly to be just an offensive juggernaut by doing step back threes, trying to throw lobs to the bigs. Like, he had so much on his plate on offense. That's why his defense has declined, because he always had people on his team that could do the dirty work for him. So that's why his defense kind of declined over the years, because he had to do so much on offense that his defense he just ignored it and just focused on what was good for the team at that time. And I don't blame him. In his prime, he had to do a lot because the Rockets were really a three-point shooting team. They were trying to copy what Golden State was doing. So he was trying to do what Steph Curry was doing, but Steph Curry was just on way better teams, and he had to carry the load for the most part because some of the key players like Chris Paul getting injured and then Dwight Howard not showing up. He had some terrible stops in the playoffs in his prime when he was in Houston. Like, I really don't blame him. He had some terrible luck. And then KD goes to the Warriors in 2016 and it's just like, man, is James Harden ever gonna get to the finals again? So I don't blame him for the most part. But D Wade has always been known for playing both sides of the ball as a two-way player, and he would guard Kobe too. Like, he would guard Kobe and then try to score at the other end. Like, again, like I mentioned before, one of the best shot blocking guards to ever play in this league. So I gotta give my hats off to D Wade on that side of the floor. Now, I will give James Harden this. He did win an MVP compared to Dwyane Wade never winning a regular season MVP in his career. Harden did show why he was one of the best guards in his prime. Like, we were making comparisons of him being top 3 shooting guard of all time because of what he did in the regular season, and one of the greatest offensive players to ever play in this game. I will give Harden that respect, and he's played on one of my favorite teams in the Oklahoma City Thunder, so I've always had love for James Harden, but I just don't think he's better than D Wade for all the reasons I mentioned in this video. I think D Wade wins in this matchup because all of the things that I've mentioned. And yeah, if in order for me to change my mind on James Harden, he's got to change his play style a little bit, because we all know what James Harden likes to do: step back threes, and then get to the line. Try to get to the line by foul bait. He can't do that anymore because he's out of his prime. He's just not the same guy. And y'all hate on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for foul baiting, which is fine. I get that. He does foul bait, but James Harden was doing that way before SGA. Like, he was known for manipulating the rules all the time. So let's pump the brakes a little bit on Harden being better than D Wade. Yes, D Wade would foul bait with the pump fakes, and then if you bite on the pump fake, he was gonna get a foul call. But for the most part, he was physically dominating, and he wasn't relying on the rules to be a successful basketball player. I think D Wade all time wins this matchup. And speaking about matchups, you guys are not gonna believe this. I went 1v1 against one of the best 1v1 players in the world in Cam So Smooth. If you want to watch that video, it's gonna be right here.